chosen ones. God waited 2 hours to say this. Don't ignore it. Feel that stirring in your chest, that quickening of your pulse, that whisper in your spirit that says this moment is different. This isn't just another video in your feed, another fleeting distraction in a noisy world. This is heaven's megaphone, blasting through the chaos, calling your name with a message so urgent it could rewrite your entire destiny. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were guided, pulled by an invisible thread woven before you took your first breath. Right now, as the clock ticks closer to a divine deadline, God is saying something He's held back for 2 hours. 2 sacred hours of silence in the courts of eternity, waiting for you to be ready to hear this truth. Don't scroll past. Don't click away. This is your spiritual wake-up call, and ignoring it could cost you everything you've been praying for. Picture a vast golden scroll unfurling in the heavens, your name etched in letters that shimmer like starlight. That scroll isn't a dream or a metaphor. It's your divine assignment, penned by the hand of God before the foundations of the world. But here's the truth that makes angels hold their breath. That scroll is incomplete without your response. For years you've carried burdens others couldn't see, a heaviness in your soul, a longing for purpose, a question that haunts your quiet moments. Why am I here? You've prayed prayers that seem to vanish into silence, knocked on doors that refused to open, and wondered if God even hears you. Let me tell you something that will shake you to your core. Every tear you've shed, every door that slammed shut, every sleepless night wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God wasn't ignoring you, He was forging you, sculpting you into the chosen one He always knew you could be. This video unveils a unique angle. Your deepest doubts, the ones that whisper you're not enough, are the very keys to unlocking your greatest breakthrough. Those moments when you felt overlooked, unworthy, or stuck. They weren't dead ends, they were divine detours, guiding you to this exact moment where heaven is ready to reveal why you've been waiting. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That hope isn't a faint wish, it's a divine certainty, a promise sealed in the blood of Jesus, waiting for you to claim it. But here's the urgency. God's plan has a timer, and 2 hours ago the countdown began. This is your divine moment, your spiritual awakening, and the choice you make in the next few minutes could echo through eternity. Imagine standing before a radiant door, its surface glowing with the warmth of 1,000 suns, your name carved in gold across its frame. This isn't just any door. It's the gateway to your divine purpose, the portal to the life God designed for you. But there's a catch. This door only opens for those who dare to step forward, who refuse to let doubt chain them to the past. You've felt the weight of doubt, haven't you? The voice that says, "You're too old, too broken, too late." That voice isn't yours, it's the enemy's, desperate to keep you from the breakthrough waiting on the other side. Doubt isn't your weakness, it's your invitation to trust God's strength. When Jesus walked on water in Matthew 14:29, Peter didn't wait for perfect conditions. He stepped out, doubts and all. And for a moment he walked on the impossible. Your doubts don't disqualify you. They qualify you to lean on God's power. Let's talk about someone like you, someone who stood at a similar crossroads. Meet Clara, a single mother from Atlanta, 42 years old, working 2 jobs to keep her kids fed. For years, she prayed for a way out of financial struggle, but every door seemed locked. Doubt told her she'd never escape the cycle of lack. But one evening, scrolling through her phone, she felt a tug in her spirit to watch a video like this one. The message hit her like lightning. Her struggles weren't the end, they were training for her destiny. Clara didn't have much, but she had faith. She took a small step, enrolling in an online course for medical billing, something she'd always dismissed as not for her. Within 6 months, she landed a job that doubled her income. Today, Clara's kids have a college fund, and she mentors other single mums, showing them that doubt is just a shadow, not a wall. Her story isn't verified, but it's real to someone out there, and it could be yours. Why does this message feel so urgent? Because heaven operates on divine timing, and right now the spiritual realm is electric with anticipation. 2 hours ago, God paused the heavens, waiting for you to be ready to hear this. Psalm 31:15 says, "My times are in your hands." Your times, your moments of breakthrough, your seasons of transformation are in God's hands. But He's waiting for your yes. This isn't about hype or exaggeration. It's about alignment. Every rejection you faced, every dream that seemed to die, was God redirecting you to this moment. The enemy wanted you to believe your pain was pointless, but God whispers, your pain was purposeful. It's forged you into a vessel ready to carry His glory. If this message is stirring your soul, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us reach more chosen ones standing at their own crossroads. Your generosity isn't just a gift, it's a seed, planting hope in hearts across the globe. But whether you give or simply receive, know this: your presence here is no accident. You're part of a remnant, a family of chosen souls bound by divine purpose. So, let's make this real. Doubt is loud, but faith is louder. Here's your first actionable step. Write down one goal you've been afraid to pursue. It could be starting a business, mending a relationship, or chasing a dream you've buried. Put it on paper, make it tangible, and place it where you'll see it daily. This isn't just a task, it's a declaration to heaven that you're ready to move. Now picture yourself holding that piece of paper, your goal staring back at you. It feels vulnerable, doesn't it? That's because stepping into your destiny requires courage. Doubt will try to pull you back, whispering, "What if you fail?" But failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Thomas Edison faced 10,000 failures before inventing the light bulb. Each one taught him something new. Your setbacks aren't stop signs, they're stepping stones. Romans 8:28 promises, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Your doubts, your failures, your fears, they're all being woven into a tapestry of triumph. Let's meet another soul like you. James, a 55-year-old mechanic from Ohio, felt stuck in a dead-end job. Doubt told him he was too old to start over. But one Sunday, a sermon sparked something in him. He remembered a dream to open a community workshop for at-risk youth. Doubt screamed, "You don't have the money or the time." But James took a second step. He called a local pastor to share his vision. That call led to a meeting with a non-profit that funded his workshop. Today, James teaches kids to rebuild cars and their confidence, proving that doubt is no match for action. His story, though unverified, echoes the truth. Small steps in faith unlock big doors. Your divine purpose isn't a distant dream. It's a present reality, waiting for you to claim it. But doubt thrives in isolation, so let's build community. Type "I am overcoming my doubts" in the comments below. Your declaration isn't just for you, it's a beacon for someone else battling the same shadows. When you comment, pray for the person above you, lifting them up as part of this chosen family. This is how we rise together, how we turn personal transformation into a movement. Join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing to stay connected to your faith journey. Hit that button and let's walk this path together. Now, let's anchor this in Scripture. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hoped for and assurance about what we do not see." Faith isn't blind, it's visionary. It sees the door when doubt sees a wall. Your third actionable step is to contact someone you've been hesitant to reach out to. Maybe it's a friend you need to forgive, a mentor who could guide you, or a family member you've lost touch with. Send that text, make that call, or write that email today. This step isn't about fixing everything. It's about opening a door to healing and connection. Doubt often disguises itself as wisdom, telling you to wait for the right time, but God's timing is now. 2 hours ago, He set this moment in motion, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Imagine a battlefield, the air thick with the clash of swords, angels warring against the forces of doubt and fear. You're not a bystander, you're a warrior, chosen to tip the scales. Every time you choose faith over doubt, you shift the spiritual atmosphere, not just for yourself, but for generations. Isaiah 61:4 says, "They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated." That's you, chosen one, rebuilding what doubt tried to destroy. Now let's pause and breathe. You've written a goal, reached out to someone, and started a project. These steps aren't random. They're keys, unlocking the door to your breakthrough. But doubt will still whisper, "What if it's not enough?" Let me remind you of David, a shepherd boy facing Goliath. He didn't have an army, just a sling and 5 stones. But 1 Samuel 17:45 shows his faith. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." 1 stone, 1 step, 1 act of faith was enough. Your small steps are mighty in God's hands. Picture a river, its current swift and unstoppable, carving through mountains over centuries. That's your faith journey, persistent, powerful, shaping your destiny. Doubt is just a pebble in that river, swept away by the force of your obedience. Your 5th and final step: pray a bold prayer every morning for the next 7 days. Ask God to show you one opportunity to act on your goal, connection, or project. Write down what He reveals each day. This step keeps your faith active, your eyes open, and your heart aligned with His plan. These 5 steps, writing a goal, contacting someone, starting a project, and praying boldly, are your roadmap. No more steps will be added. These are enough to carry you through the door. Doubt will try to pull you back, but you're stronger than you know. Philippians 4:13 declares, "I can do all this through Him who gives me strength." Your strength isn't in your perfection. It's in Christ's power working through you. Every doubt you faced was a test, and you're passing it by being here, listening, acting. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, the wind carrying away every doubt, your heart ablaze with purpose. That's where you're headed, chosen one. The door before you isn't locked. It's waiting for your hand to turn the knob. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and now it's your turn to respond. Clara and James didn't wait for perfect conditions. They acted, and their lives changed. You're no different. Your doubts are real, but God's promises are truer. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us, immeasurably more." That's what's waiting. Let's anchor this in a story. Sarah, a 30-year-old teacher from Chicago, felt trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. She dreamed of writing a book about her faith, but doubted anyone would read it. One night, a message like this one stopped her in her tracks. She took a step, writing 1 page. That page became a chapter, then a manuscript. A local publisher picked it up, and today, Sarah's book inspires thousands. Her doubt didn't define her. Her faith did. Your story could be next, chosen one. Your breakthrough isn't a fantasy, it's a fact, sealed in heaven, waiting for your faith to bring it to earth. As we move deeper into this message, picture a flame in your spirit, growing brighter with every word. That flame isn't your imagination, it's the Holy Spirit, fanning the embers of your divine purpose. Doubt wants to snuff it out, but faith fuels it. You're not here to live small, to shrink back, to let doubt write your story. You're here to blaze a trail, to shift atmospheres, to leave a legacy that echoes through generations. Join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing. Hit that button and let's burn brighter together. Your doubts are loud, but God's voice is louder. 2 hours ago he spoke, and now the heavens are watching. Will you step through the door, or will you let doubt keep you outside? The choice is yours, but the timer is ticking. Your breakthrough, your destiny, your transformation. It's all on the other side. Don't ignore this. Don't delay. This is your divine moment, chosen one. Take it. The air around you feels charged, doesn't it? Like the moment before a storm breaks, when the world holds its breath, waiting for the first drop of rain. That's not your imagination, chosen one. It's the spiritual realm shifting, aligning, preparing for what happens next. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and his words are still rippling through eternity, landing squarely in your heart. You're standing at the edge of your divine moment, the door of destiny glowing before you, its golden light casting out the shadows of doubt. But let's be real, the enemy isn't silent. He's whispering lies, telling you this moment is too big, too risky, too impossible. Let me tell you something that will shatter those lies. The size of this moment is exactly why you were chosen. Your destiny isn't a quiet footnote in heaven's story. It's a headline, a declaration, a fire that will burn through generations. Picture a vast ocean, its waves crashing against a rocky shore, each one carving away at the stone, shaping it over centuries. That's what God has been doing in your life. Every wave of disappointment, every crash of rejection, every surge of struggle wasn't meant to drown you. It was meant to refine you, to shape you into a vessel strong enough to carry his purpose. Doubt told you those waves were proof you're unworthy, but God says they're proof you're unworthy, but God says they're proof you're unworthy. Isaiah 43:2 promises, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. You've walked through waters that should have consumed you, and here you are, still standing, still believing, still chosen. That's not coincidence. That's divine resilience. Let's dive deeper into what makes this moment different. It's not just about you stepping through a door. It's about who you'll become on the other side. The enemy wants you to focus on what you lack: money, time, connections. But God is focused on what you carry: a spark of his glory, a seed of his promise, a heart that refuses to quit. Think about Esther, a young orphan girl in a foreign land, facing a king who could kill her for speaking out. She didn't have an army or a title, but she had a calling. Esther 4:14 says, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Her moment wasn't about her comfort, it was about her courage. Your moment isn't about your resources, it's about your response. God didn't choose you because you're perfect. He chose you because you're willing. Let's meet someone who faced a moment like yours. Marcus, a 38-year-old carpenter from Seattle, felt trapped in a life that didn't fit. He'd grown up in a tough neighborhood where doubt was louder than hope. He dreamed of starting a woodworking school for kids, but every time he tried, doors closed. Funding fell through, permits were denied, life got in the way. Doubt told him, "You're dreaming too big." But one night, a message like this one stopped him cold. He realized his closed doors weren't failures. They were God's way of teaching him perseverance. Marcus didn't wait for a big break. He started small, teaching 3 kids in his garage. Word spread, and within a year, a local charity partnered with him, turning his dream into a reality. Today, Marcus's school serves dozens of kids, giving them skills and hope. His story, though unverified, is a mirror for you. Your small yes can unlock a massive breakthrough. If this message is setting your spirit ablaze, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us carry this fire to others standing at their divine crossroads. Your seed isn't just a gift, it's a spark, igniting hope in hearts that doubt has darkened. But whether you give or simply receive, know you're part of something bigger, a remnant rising, a family of chosen ones bound by faith. Your presence here is a declaration that you won't let doubt steal your destiny. So let's keep this real. You've already taken steps, writing a goal, reaching out, starting a project, praying boldly. Those aren't just tasks. They're weapons, dismantling the enemy's lies brick by brick. Now, it's about staying the course, refusing to let doubt pull you back. Imagine a battlefield at dawn, the mist heavy, the ground scarred from war. You're not a bystander, you're a warrior, armor dented but unbroken, sword raised high. Every step you've taken has been a blow against doubt, a victory in the spiritual realm. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." The doubts you face aren't just thoughts. They're spiritual attacks, designed to keep you from your divine purpose. But here's the truth. The enemy only fights what threatens him. The intensity of your battle is proof of the magnitude of your blessing. Let's shift gears and talk about legacy. Your divine moment isn't just about today. It's about the generations behind you and ahead of you. Picture a tree, its roots deep, its branches stretching wide, offering shade to those who come after. That's your life, chosen one. Every step you take through this door plants seeds for your children, your community, your world. Doubt wants you to think small, to believe your actions don't matter, but God says otherwise. Galatians 6:9 urges, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Your harvest isn't just for you, it's for every soul your life touches. Type, "I am building my legacy" in the comments below. Your words are a vow, a promise to heaven that you'll keep moving forward, no matter what doubt throws your way. When you comment, lift up the person before you, praying for their strength, their breakthrough, their destiny. This is how we forge a community of faith, a chain of warriors who refuse to let doubt win. You're not alone in this fight. Thousands are standing with you, their hearts echoing yours, their spirits cheering you on. If this message is fueling your fire, join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing. Hit that button and let's build this legacy together. Now, let's anchor this in a story that breathes life into your faith. Rachel, a 45-year-old nurse from Dallas, felt her dreams slipping away. She'd always wanted to start a health clinic for underserved families, but doubt told her it was too late, too expensive, too impossible. One evening, a video like this one stirred something in her. She realized her doubts weren't protecting her, They were imprisoning her. Rachel didn't wait for a perfect plan. She started volunteering at a local shelter, sharing her vision with anyone who'd listen. A doctor overheard her, and within months they secured a grant to open a small clinic. Today, Rachel's clinic serves hundreds, proving that doubt is no match for a heart aligned with God's plan. Her story, though unverified, is a call to you. Your divine moment is waiting for your courage. As you stand before this glowing door, feel the warmth of its light washing over you, melting away the cold grip of doubt. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and His words are still alive, pulsing through this moment. You're not here to shrink back, to let doubt write the end of your story. You're here to step forward, to claim the breakthrough that's been yours since before time began. Psalm 139:16 says, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Every day, every struggle, every doubt was written into your story, not to break you, but to build you into the chosen one you are today. Let's talk about the power of your yes. When you say yes to God, you're not just opening a door, you're unleashing a flood of divine possibility. Think about Noah building an ark when the sky was clear. His yes saved his family and humanity's future. Think about Mary saying yes to an impossible pregnancy. Her yes brought the Savior into the world. Your yes isn't small, it's seismic, shifting the spiritual landscape, rewriting destinies. Doubt will tell you your yes doesn't matter, but heaven disagrees. Your yes is a key, unlocking doors for others, breaking chains, setting captives free. Picture a sunrise, its golden rays piercing the darkness, painting the sky with hope. That's your life right now, chosen one. The darkness of doubt is fading, and the light of your divine purpose is breaking through. You're not here to live ordinary, to let doubt steal your fire. You're here to blaze a trail, to show the world what happens when a chosen one says yes to God. 2 hours ago He spoke, and now the heavens are watching. Your next move will echo through eternity. Keep stepping, keep believing, keep claiming your breakthrough. This is your divine moment. Don't ignore it. The sunrise in your spirit is growing brighter, its rays stretching across the horizon of your soul, illuminating corners long shadowed by doubt. You're not just standing at a door, chosen one. You're crossing a threshold, stepping into a realm where God's promises aren't distant hopes, but living realities. 2 hours ago, He spoke, and that divine whisper is still reverberating, shaking the foundations of every lie that's held you back. This isn't a moment to pause or second guess. It's a moment to run, to chase the destiny that's been chasing you since before you were born. The enemy wants you to believe you're too weak, too late, too ordinary, but heaven declares you're a force, a flame, a chosen vessel crafted for a purpose so bold it makes the stars tremble. Imagine a tapestry, its threads woven with colors of pain, perseverance, and promise, each one telling a story only God could write. That's your life, chosen one. Every moment you thought was wasted, every rejection, every delay, every tear shed in the dark, was a thread in God's masterpiece. Doubt tried to unravel it, whispering that your story doesn't matter. But Romans 8:28 stands firm, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Your purpose isn't a question mark, it's an exclamation point, a divine declaration that your life is meant to shift atmospheres, heal hearts, and rewrite legacy. The door before you, glowing with your name, isn't just an exit from struggle, it's an entrance to influence, a gateway to a life that echoes through eternity. Let's talk about influence. not the fleeting kind the world chases, but the kind that leaves a mark on souls. You weren't chosen to blend in, to shrink into the background, to let doubt dictate your impact. You were chosen to stand out, to be a beacon, to carry a light that pierces the darkest nights. Think about Daniel, thrown into a lion's den for his faith. He didn't have a platform or a following, but his courage influenced a king, shifted a nation, and inspired generation. Daniel 6:26 records King Darius's decree, "For he is the living God, and he endures forever." One man's faith turned a pagan empire's eyes to God. Your influence, chosen one, isn't about numbers, it's about obedience, about saying yes to God's call, even when doubt screams no. Let's meet someone who discovered this truth. Leela, a 50-year-old librarian from Denver, felt invisible, her dreams of writing children's books buried under years of routine. Doubt told her she was too old, her stories too simple. But one morning, a message like this one sparked a fire in her. She realized her small life could have a big impact. Leela didn't wait for a publisher's approval. She self-published her first book, sharing it with her local library. Kids loved it, parents shared it, and soon schools invited her to read. Today, Leela's books teach thousands of children about kindness and courage, proving that influence starts with one brave step. Her story, though unverified, is a mirror for you. Your influence begins the moment you refuse to let doubt silence your voice. Let's shift perspective. Picture a seed, small and unassuming, buried in dark soil. To doubt, it's nothing, but to God, it's a forest waiting to be born. Your life is that seed, planted in seasons of obscurity, watered by trials, and now breaking through to bear fruit. John 12:24 says, "Unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." Your struggles, your doubts, your moments of feeling buried, they're not your end. They're your multiplication, your chance to produce a harvest for others. The door before you leads to a field where your influence will grow, where your yes to God will plant seeds for generations you may never meet. Type "I am shining my light" in the comments below. Your words are a torch, lighting the path for someone else battling doubt, declaring to heaven that you're ready to influence the world with your faith. When you comment, pray for the person above you, asking God to amplify their impact, to make their life a beacon of hope. This is how we build a movement, a family of chosen ones who refuse to let doubt dim their shine. You're not alone. Thousands are with you, their hearts burning with the same fire, their spirits united in purpose. If this message is igniting your faith, join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing. Hit that button and let's shine brighter together. Now let's anchor this in a story that breathes courage into your soul. Javier, a 33-year-old barista from Miami, felt trapped in a cycle of dead-end jobs. He dreamed of opening a coffee shop that doubled as a community hub, but doubt told him he lacked the skills, the money, the chance. One evening, a video like this one hit him hard. He realized his doubt wasn't protecting him, it was imprisoning his influence. Javier didn't wait for a loan or a perfect location. He started hosting pop-up coffee events at local parks, sharing his vision with customers. A retired businessman, believed in him and invested. Today, Javier's shop is a neighborhood cornerstone, hosting poetry nights and job fairs, proving that influence flows from faith, not perfection. His story, though unverified, is a call to you. Your influence is waiting for your courage to act. As you stand before this radiant door, feel its warmth pulling you forward, its light dissolving the fog of doubt. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and His words are alive, urging you to step into your influence. You're not here to live small, to let doubt mute your voice. You're here to speak, to create, to lead, to leave a mark that hell can't erase. Proverbs 18:16 says, "A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great." Your gifts, your talents, your passion, your faith are your key to influence, your ticket to rooms where God's purpose awaits. Doubt will try to lock you out, but your yes to God is stronger than any barrier. Let's talk about authority, the kind that comes from walking through this door. You're not just stepping into opportunity, you're stepping into a mantle, a divine commission to speak life, to break chains, to shift destinies. Think about Deborah, a prophetess and judge in Judges 4. She didn't have a crown or an army, but her faith gave her authority to lead Israel to victory. When she spoke, warriors moved, enemies fell, and a nation rose. Your authority isn't about titles. It's about alignment, about standing in God's truth despite doubt's lies. The door before you leads to moments where your words, your actions, your faith will carry weight, changing lives in ways you can't yet imagine. If this message is fueling your fire, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us empower more chosen ones to claim their authority. Your seed is a sword, cutting through doubt to reach hearts desperate for truth. But whether you give or receive, you're part of a holy uprising, a generation stepping into their God-given authority. Your doubts are fading, your influence is rising, and your destiny is calling. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and now the heavens are watching, waiting for your next move. Keep stepping, keep shining, keep claiming your place. This is your divine moment. Don't ignore it. The pulse of heaven's call is quickening, a rhythm that syncs with the fire in your spirit, urging you to step into the authority that's been yours since God etched your name into His plan. You're not just before a door, chosen one. You're at the cusp of a divine opening, where doubt's whispers are drowned out by the thunder of God's truth. 2 hours ago I spoke, He declared, and that message is a living force, surging through you, dismantling every barrier between you and your divine purpose. This isn't a moment to hesitate. It's a moment to rise, to embrace the mantle that makes hell tremble and angels rejoice. You're not here to cower before doubt. You're here to command the atmosphere, to wield a spiritual authority that reshapes destinies and rekindles hope. Imagine a crown, not of gold or jewels, but of light, woven from every moment you chose faith over fear, every time you pressed forward despite the odds. That's the crown God is placing on you now, a symbol of your authority, a chosen one called to speak life where death has lingered. Doubt has tried to strip you of this crown. It's telling you you're not qualified, that your past disqualifies you, that your voice is too small. But God's word in 2:7 stands unshaken. You must speak my words to them whether they listen or fail to listen. Your authority isn't about being heard, it's about being obedient, about carrying God's truth into places where doubt has ruled too long. The door before you, radiant with your name, isn't just a passageway, it's a commissioning, a moment where you step into the fullness of who God created you to be. Let's talk about the weight of your words, because authority isn't just what you do, it's what you declare. When Elijah stood on Mount Carmel in 1 Kings 18, facing 450 prophets of Baal, he didn't have an army or earthly power. He had a single prayer, spoken with authority, and fire fell from heaven. His words weren't just sounds, they were catalysts, igniting revival and turning a nation back to God. Your words, chosen one, carry a similar power, a divine weight to break strongholds, to heal wounds, to call forth what God has ordained. Doubt wants you to stay silent, to think your voice doesn't enough matter. But every time you've spoken hope, prayed for someone, or shared your truth, You've been practicing for this moment, honing the authority that will shift through this door. Let's meet someone who stepped into this truth. Meet Esther, a 29-year-old barista from Portland who felt her life was insignificant. She dreamed of starting a blog to share her faith, but doubt told her no one would read it. One evening, a message like this one pierced her heart, reminding her that her voice mattered. Esther didn't wait for a huge platform. She started writing, posting her thoughts on faith and resilience. A local church shared her blog, and soon, readers from across the country were emailing her, saying her words gave them courage to keep going. Today, Esther's blog reaches thousands, offering hope to those battling doubt. Her story, though unverified, is a beacon for you. Your words, spoken in faith, can carry authority that changes lives. Let's shift to the concept of territory. Your divine moment isn't just about personal breakthrough, it's about claiming ground for God's kingdom. Picture a vast landscape, parts of it barren, overtaken by doubt, fear, and despair. You're not just passing through, you're called to plant flags of faith, to reclaim what the enemy has stolen. Joshua 1:3 says, "I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses." Every step you take through this door is a claim, a spiritual act of taking back territory. Your family, your community, your dreams, from doubt's grip. The enemy wants you to think you're too small to make a difference, but God says, your steps are seismic, shaking the foundations of darkness. Type, "I am claiming my territory" in the comments below. Your words are a battle cry, signaling to heaven that you're ready to take ground, and to hell that its reign is over. When you comment, pray for the person above you, asking God to strengthen their steps, to make their territory a stronghold of faith. This is how we forge a spiritual army, a community of chosen ones who stand together, claiming what God has promised. You're not alone. Thousands are marching with you, their hearts aligned with yours, their spirits united in this holy conquest. If this message is fueling your resolve, join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing. Hit that button and let's claim this territory together. Now, let's anchor this in a story that stirs your courage. Malik, a 41-year-old teacher from Detroit, felt his dreams of mentoring youth were crushed by budget cuts and bureaucracy. Doubt told him his impact was limited to a classroom. But one night, a video like this one awakened something in him. He realized his influence wasn't confined. He could claim new territory. Malik didn't wait for funding. He started an after-school program in a community center, teaching leadership to teens. A local business heard about it and donated supplies. Today, Malik's program empowers hundreds of kids, turning a barren landscape of despair into a garden of hope. His story, though unverified, is a call to you. Your authority can transform territory, starting with one bold step. As you stand before this glowing door, feel its energy pulsing, inviting you to claim your place as a kingdom warrior. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and his words are a clarion call, urging you to wield your authority, to speak with power, to take ground. You're not here to tiptoe through life, to let doubt limit your impact. You're here to storm the gates, to declare God's promises, to leave a legacy that outlives you. Psalm 24:7 says, "Lift up your heads, you gates. Be lifted up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in." Your authority opens those gates, not just for you, but for every soul waiting for your breakthrough to inspire theirs. Let's talk about vision, the kind that sees beyond doubt's fog to the reality God has prepared. You're not just stepping through a door, you're stepping into a new way of seeing, where doubt's lies are exposed and God's truth shines clear. Habakkuk 2:3 says, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time, it speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Your vision, the dreams God planted in you, isn't a fantasy. It's a prophecy, a glimpse of the territory you're called to claim. Doubt wants you to close your eyes, but God says, look up. The door before you leads to a vantage point where you'll see His plan unfolding, where your authority will shape the future. If this message is stirring your vision, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us awaken more chosen ones to their divine sight. Your seed is a lens, bringing clarity to those clouded by doubt. But whether you give or receive, you're part of a holy vision, a generation seeing beyond the natural to the supernatural. Your doubts are dissolving, your authority is rising, and your territory is expanding. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and now the heavens are watching, waiting for you to claim what's yours. Keep moving, keep speaking, keep seeing. This is your divine moment. Don't ignore it. The vision burning in your spirit is sharpening, like a lens coming into focus, revealing a horizon where doubt's haze has no power. You're not just standing before a door, chosen one. You're poised at the edge of a divine unveiling, where God's plan for your life is coming into view with breathtaking clarity. 2 hours ago, He spoke, and that sacred message is still alive, coursing through you, igniting a fire that no lie can extinguish. This isn't a moment to shrink back. It's a moment to lean in, to see with spiritual eyes, to embrace the destiny that's been calling your name since the stars were set in place. You're not here to be sidelined by doubt. You're here to pioneer a path, to unveil a future that reflects God's glory, to live a story that inspires the world. Picture a mountain peak, the air crisp, the view stretching endlessly before you. From this height, the valleys of doubt seem small, the obstacles insignificant compared to the vastness of God's promise. That's where you're headed, chosen one. Not to a life of comfort, but to a vantage point of victory, where your vision aligns with heaven's blueprint. Doubt has tried to blind you, whispering that your dreams are too big, your past too heavy, your future too uncertain. But God's word in Proverbs 29:18 stands firm. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Your vision isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline, a divine gift that pulls you through this door into a life of purpose and impact. The door before you, shimmering with your name, isn't just an exit from struggle, it's an entrance to revelation, where you'll see God's hand in every moment that brought you here. Let's talk about revelation, the kind that transforms how you see yourself and your place in God's story. You're not a bystander in your own life, a victim of circumstance or doubt's cruel narrative. You're a co-creator with God, called to partner with Him in bringing His kingdom to earth. Think about Nehemiah, staring at the ruins of Jerusalem's walls in Nehemiah 2. To doubt, it was a lost cause, but to Nehemiah, it was a divine assignment. He didn't have resources or permission, but he had a vision from God. His prayer sparked a movement, rebuilding a city and restoring a nation's hope. Your revelation, chosen one, isn't just insight, it's ignition. A spark that turns dreams into reality, doubt into determination. The door before you leads to moments where God will show you what's possible, where your vision will birth miracles. Let's meet someone who embraced this truth. Sophia, a 36-year-old graphic designer from Phoenix, felt her creativity was wasted in a dead-end job. She dreamed of using her art to share stories of faith, but doubt told her it was impractical, that no one would care. One evening, a message like this one stirred her soul, urging her to see beyond her limits. Sophia didn't wait for a big break. She started posting her faith-inspired designs online, sharing them for a non-profit noticed, commissioning her to create visuals for their outreach. Today, Sophia's art adorns campaigns that reach millions, spreading hope through her vision. Her story, though unverified, is a mirror for you. Your revelation can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, starting with one bold choice. Let's shift to the idea of restoration. Your divine moment isn't just about new beginnings. It's about reclaiming what doubt stole, about restoring what the enemy tried to destroy. Picture a garden, once vibrant, now overgrown with weeds, its beauty hidden but not lost. That's your life, chosen one, full of potential, waiting for you to pull out doubt's roots and let God's restoration bloom. Joel 2:25 promises, "I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten." Every dream deferred, every opportunity missed, every hope dimmed by doubt. God is ready to restore it all, not as it was, but better, stronger, more glorious. The door before you leads to a season of recovery, where your vision will uncover treasures hidden in your past, turning losses into legacies. Type, "I am embracing my restoration" in the comments below. Your words are a shovel, digging out doubt and planting seeds of hope, signaling to heaven that you're ready to reclaim what's yours. When you comment, pray for the person above you, asking God to restore their dreams, their joy, their purpose. This is how we cultivate a community of faith, a garden of chosen ones growing together, rooted in God's promises. You're not alone. Thousands are with you, their hearts blooming with the same vision, their spirits united in this holy restoration. If this message is fueling your hope, join thousands of chosen souls by subscribing. Hit that button and let's restore what doubt tried to steal. Now let's anchor this in a story that breathes life into your faith. Kwame, a 44-year-old mechanic from Baltimore, felt his dreams of owning a repair shop were crushed by years of financial setbacks. Doubt told him his chance was gone, his youth wasted. But one night, a video like this one shifted his perspective. He saw his losses not as endings, but as seeds for restoration. Kwame didn't wait for a windfall. He started fixing cars for neighbors at low cost, building trust. A local entrepreneur saw his work and partnered with him, funding a small shop. Today, Kwame's garage employs 5 people and supports community programs, proving that restoration begins with vision, not perfection. His story, though unverified, is a call to you. Your past isn't your limit, it's your launch pad. As you stand before this radiant door, feel its light washing over you, revealing the beauty beneath doubt's scars. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and his words are a divine artist, painting a future where restoration is your reality. You're not here to mourn what's lost, to let doubt bury your potential. You're here to rebuild, to revive, to restore what God has promised. Psalm 51:12 says, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me." Your joy, your dreams, your vision, they're not gone, just waiting for your yes to bring them back to life. The door before you leads to a garden where every loss blooms into victory, every doubt into destiny. Let's talk about courage, the kind that doesn't wait for fear to vanish, but moves forward despite it. Your divine moment requires a bravery that doubt can't comprehend, a resolve that says, "I'll step through this door even if my knees shake." Think about Gideon in Judges 6, hiding from the Midianites, doubting his strength. God didn't wait for him to feel ready. He called him a mighty warrior while he was still afraid. Gideon's courage wasn't in his confidence, it was in his obedience, leading 300 men to defeat an army with torches and jars. Your courage, chosen one, isn't about feeling fearless. It's about trusting God's voice over doubt's noise, about stepping into restoration with a heart open to his power. If this message is stirring your courage, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us embolden more chosen ones to face their divine moment. Your seed is a shield, protecting hearts from doubt's arrows. But whether you give or receive, you're part of a holy rebellion, a generation rising with courage to claim their restoration. Your doubts are fading, your vision is clear, and your courage is growing. 2 hours ago, God spoke, and now the heavens are watching, waiting for you to step boldly. Keep seeing, keep restoring, keep moving. This is your divine moment. Don't ignore it.